Welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. You only need two things. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. I trust and hope and pray that this content that I am giving to you for completely free is beneficial to you, that you are taking it to heart, you are taking it into your mind and considering it and seeing how it applies to your life and how you can use it to change your life. Not only change your life, but change the way you lead so that you can affect and change other people's lives around you. This may include the people that are closest to you, your family, your kids, your husband, wife, all the things that as you implement and start thinking about ways to become a better leader, you have no choice but to make those around you better. One of the things that you will hear me say repeatedly this year, because as I'd mentioned in a previous podcast, if you haven't had a chance to hear it, is there are only two things to be successful in this world, in this life. Two things. That's it. It doesn't need to be complicated. There's no such thing as too much. There's no such thing as too little. There's only two things. One, do you know what it is? The right information. Gaining access and absorbing the right information. How would your life be completely fixed if nothing else you had access to the right information? But not only the right information, but the right information at the right time. There are two aspects to this, even though it's the same thing, right information. The right information after the opportunity has passed doesn't do you any good. The right information in the wrong setting, in the wrong capability, in the wrong mindset does not do you any good. But it is a critical component. It is the first step in the key to your success, is gaining the right information. That may be even the right information of what's the next step? What's the first step? What's the first thing I need to do to walk out that door? Well, you should probably get dressed. You should probably brush your teeth. You should probably put your socks and shoes on and lace them up so you don't trip. Right? These are all examples, very basic, of what the right information is. If you think back to when you were a young child, or maybe when you had your young children, you didn't teach them to sprint marathons right off the bat when they were still in their jumper and walker. No. You started off with the basics, with the balance. You were giving them the right information at the right time for them to be successful because you're interested in their success, in achieving that thing, which to them at that time, that little child and toddler, success meant being able to walk, becoming independent in the form of they no longer had to wait for you to pick them up and carry them around. Now that, of course, created its own problems for you as a parent, I'm sure, just like our little boys, once they became mobile, they became lightning bolts. But the reality is our journey is no different as leaders in business. Gaining access to the right information at the right time is absolutely critical to our success. And it is the key component. Now, there is the other aspect of this that you'll hear me talk about repeatedly throughout this year in these podcasts and on my social media and all the things. And if you join our programs, you'll hear me talk about this too. Is having the right information, but not knowing what to do with it is completely useless. Like you can teach me quantum physics and I can have all the tools and the resources and the calculations and the equations and the theory behind quantum physics. That's awesome. I've got access to the right information. This is no kidding, the proofs of quantum physics or take any math, right? I had to take a numerical analysis class back in college as part of my mechanical engineering degree. And it was something like you got deep into like mathematical proofs and like it was insane. No, thank you. I had all the right information. What am I going to do with that? Where's the guidance of how to apply that in order to benefit me beyond, in that case, passing a test? How do you take and move from, all right, I've gleaned this information. I have access to it. I can refer back to it. I see it. I see how it's applicable. Now, how do I implement it in my life in a practical way, in a way that I understand, in a way that I can achieve, in a way that is encouraging, and in a way that will set me up for success? How do I gain access to that proper guidance of the right information to be successful? And that's what this podcast is. That is what Kale Houser Leadership does for business leaders just like you. People that are struggling when you've been thrown into this situation. If you're listening to this podcast, this may resonate with you a little bit. You've been thrown into this situation of like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like yesterday I was, working in the shop, and now I'm the shop manager in charge of these 20 other people. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. No one gave me the skill set. No one gave me the tools. No one has given me the mindset to be a leader in this position. I don't have access to the right information, certainly. And nobody has given me guidance when I need it. When I run into that wall and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And that's where we step in. That's where Kale Houser Leadership steps in. And that is where this podcast steps in, to start with giving you access to the right information. And I promise you, as you go back through my catalog of podcasts, pick and choose, do a search of whatever issue you're tackling right now. There will more than likely be a podcast that addresses that issue and how to think about it, how to handle it. If there's not, reach out to me. Hey, Kale, I'm dealing with this. Can you come up with something for that? Do you have any thoughts on that? I would love to talk to you. I would love to do a podcast on it. I'd love to bring you on as my guest, and we can talk about it real time, like a mini Dr. Phil, if you will. But the reality is 2 bits. That's it. 2 pieces. Right information and proper guidance. And that's what Kale Houser Leadership is here for. This is a short one today because I want to really hammer this point in for you. And this is the same for as you're leading your people. You need to give them the right information and them the proper guidance to be successful in their positions, just as I am trying to do for you, so you can be successful in your position. See how that works? When you get the right information and proper guidance, you in turn can give other people the right information and proper guidance. If nothing else, you've learned how to do that, what that model looks like. You've gotten the right information. And that's what we want, is for you to be an amazing leader. We want you to have the confidence and the skill set and the mindset to lead your teams, to show them your vision, to help them execute your vision and your mission in your business. If we can help you with that, please reach out, kale@kalehouserleadership.com. You can always visit our website. If you're in the process of hiring and you're like, I don't even know how to hire people, I don't even know what questions to ask, you can hit kalehouserleadership.com. That will take you to our free PDF download of our top 10 interview questions you need to be asking right now in order to find the right people. It will do nothing but benefit you. If you've been hiring people for the last 20 years, go and check out that guide. Let me know what you think. Is there a question I'm missing, or you're out of the water and you found ones that work better? Please let me know. I'd love, again, to have a discussion on it. So make sure you visit kalehouserleadership.com. Check that out. If you are at all in the process of hiring people, you're about to hire people, start building your team, and you're interviewing the public at large, it will absolutely be a game changer for you and how you conduct your interviews and what types of questions that you ask for that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. 2 things. Remember, write them on your hand if you need to. Write them on a sticky note on your mirror. The right information and proper guidance. That's what it all comes down to. And that's what we're here for. I hope you found this beneficial. Thank you for joining me. No matter where you're at in the world, have a fantastic afternoon. Bye.